Hello again. I took my hair down so there's an illusion that this is a different video, although it's 2 seconds later. Um, so the only other thing I really wanted to talk about, because I feel like it could definitely change a year from now, sorry, my cat is nuzzling me, um, is the decision on whether or not to tell people. And initially when I was talking to Becky about it, I had made her pinky promise to never tell anyone. And part of that is because I feel like I wasn't sure that I wanted to have it done, or I wasn't sure if I would get approved or if my insurance would work. And I think that definitely is one of the factors that I haven't told really anyone yet. So far, the people who know Becky, obviously, I told my mom, and I told my best friend who lives here in New York, Amy. And initially, though, when I was going to have the surgery, I wasn't going to tell anyone. And I mean, not my parents. And part of that, too, is because I feel like not my immediate family, but some of my more extended family, everyone in my family is overweight. Everyone, in my extended family, at least on my dad's side, is morbidly obese, has a bajillion health problems because of it. And yet there's this huge, like, maybe because of it, there's this huge cattiness about, oh, it's just her thyroid. This is just like any real effort to seek medical intervention with it is just really derided. And it doesn't make any sense because everyone has been dieting as long as I know them, or they haven't been dieting and they weigh 400 pounds. And even the people who've been dieting forever are not thin, are not, within the healthy BMI. Maybe they're overweight. So I don't really get where it comes from, this sense of like, well, if you could just push back from the table, but no one in my family has ever been able to push back from the table. Like, it's such a weird, weird mentality to have. And so I was like, I'm not going to tell them. And I don't live near them, obviously. I live in New York, and all of my family is in Chicago on my dad's side, and my immediate family, and then my mom's side is all in New Orleans. And, I'll see them in a year. Realistically, I'm going back to Chicago once a year. I'll see them in a year. Um, and I'll have lost some weight. They won't have seen me for 2 years because I've been a year here in New York, my extended family at least, and it won't seem as crazy. And I didn't want to tell my immediate family for some of the same reasons. I mean, I know my mom's really supportive, or I thought she would be supportive, but I know that they would worry. And I didn't know how my dad would take it, and I still don't know how my dad's taken it, although my mom told him. But then logistics came into play. If I'm having the surgery November 4th, Becky starts her new job October 20th. She is still in school full time. She's getting her MPH at Columbia. There would be no one to go to the hospital with me. I mean, if I don't want to tell anyone in New York, and I have friends here who did the magazine program with me, who went to grad school with me, but I don't have friends here. Friends who are going to come to the hospital and stay there for 6 hours or stay there for 3 days or keep me company. And I think I could pretend to be like the kind of person who could do it themselves. But when I went in to get my endoscopy, I went by myself, and Becky came later, obviously, and picked me up, and it was scary. Like, I could do it, obviously, and maybe with this I could do it too, but I don't think so. I really don't think so. And now, I mean, Becky's going to try to get the day off, so some of it kind of doesn't matter as much, but I will be in the hospital from Tuesday through Thursday if everything goes perfectly. And Becky is going to have class all day and then school all night, and the thought of even those second 2 days being there just 100% by myself, having to walk up and down, for recovery's sake by myself, it was just too much, and then coming home to the apartment by myself, like, I mean, I'm 26 years old, and I feel like in a lot of ways I'm really independent from my parents and that kind of thing, but it just was so clear that it was a moment that I wanted my mom there. And, watching some of these videos too, one of the video channels that I really like is Massage Goddess, and her mom was there for her surgery, and it just seems like it's totally the kind of thing that makes sense. So I didn't let myself think about it too much. I just called my mom up and kind of gave her the spiel and was pretty honest. I mean, I have, I'm taking metformin now, I'm taking thyroid medication now, which is sort of two new things. And I feel like I'm kind of on the precipice of having more major medical problems. I did Weight Watchers for 6 months for this, and Nutrisystem, you guys know, and I feel like I could never do it myself. And also, part of it is vanity of I just am starting to feel like, or in the last 2 years, really since I've been above 260, I'm starting to feel like I don't go out. You know what I mean? Like, I have friends who come into town and they want to go to clubs, and they want to go to bars, and like, I don't have the energy for it. I mean, that's a huge thing. And part of that now is that I'm working, but part of it is that I'm carrying around 300 pounds. So I don't want to go out. And then I don't want to go out because, well, is the bar going to be really crowded? Is there going to be a place for me to sit? Is there going to be a place for me to stand? Like, am I just going to feel humongous and uncomfortable the whole night? And that's terrible. I mean, I'm 26 years old. Like, that shouldn't be a reason that I don't do anything. So I told my mom, and she was so excited for me. And she never talks to me about my weight, but she then had said, she was really worried about me, and I'm only 26, and I already have all this weight, and obviously so many problems run in the family. And so she's really excited, and she's going to come out, I think, Monday night and stay until Saturday or Sunday. And it just is like this huge relief. I mean, I need to clean the whole apartment, and I need to get everything ready for her to come. And I think it'll be hard for Becky because she's going to be in finals and stuff too. But it'll be amazing to have her here. Like, to just have someone who is going to come with a stack of movies to watch and a pile of, magazines and books, and like will hang out in the hospital with me for 3 days. Um, and just, yeah, I'm just so, so, so happy that I told her. So kind of because that was really good, I was meeting my friend Amy for dinner, and I see her probably once a week, and I talk to her, the most, maybe once every 2 weeks now. We're both really busy. But I see her and I talk to her, and like we talk about our weight some, and part of it is that I've been a vegetarian for so long, and I was going to order chicken that night at dinner. Um, and part of it was thinking that it's weird to be gone for 2 weeks. Do you know what I mean? To think like I'll be 2 weeks out of work, I'll be 2 weeks at home, like I'll come out of it eating pureed foods for a month. Like, I feel like that's the sort of thing that I can hide from people that I see once a month, friends that are a little not as immediate. But from her, it's crazy for the two of us to be sitting and talking about every little nuance of work. And I know all her coworkers, and she knows all my coworkers, and blah, blah, blah. And to not say this 2-week black hole is coming up in my life, and I'm going to have surgery, and I'm scared, or I'm excited, or, to be eating dinner with her a month from now and not be able to eat anything but baby food, and, just all of these things. And she had told me before, although I'd forgotten, that one of her good friends from home had gastric bypass about 3 years ago. And so actually I was like, well, blah, blah. And then I finally was just like, I'm going to have surgery. I went to a bariatric specialist. I went to surgery, and she was like, gastric? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, that's great. She's like, my friend had it, and she's just living a totally different life now. She's going camping, and she, is hiking and all these things. And it's actually the friend that when she first met me, I reminded her of her friend from home, if that makes sense. Um, so she felt like we had a similar energy or something. And to think of myself 2 years from now camping, I mean, Becky keeps talking about cross-country skiing, which I know is sort of silly, but that would be so exciting to me to go with her on a ski trip. At the same time that right now, that would be inconceivable. Like the thought of spending all day doing physical activities, you know, feeling comfortable enough on skis, feeling like I'm not going to break a bone. Like the whole thing would just be like totally insane right now. And the thought that like in a year or in 2 years, that wouldn't be crazy is really exciting. So I'm really glad I told her. And I mean, I think I'm going to cool it. I think that's enough kind of. My significant other, my girlfriend, my mom, my best friend, like that's it for now. And even, obviously, I'll tell people more later. Maybe. Okay. That's the end of my 10 minutes. I gotta go. Bye.